Yo, this is Paradox for JuanSource.com, and I'm going to be bringing you today the last CGS match to ever be played. Well, if you don't consider Pro-Am anyway. This is going to be OPTX versus Salvo on Inferno, and this is going to be pretty short, but sweet. Sweet for you guys anyway, not really sweet for me because it brings back some bad memories. But anyway, we're going to get right into it, and we start out on the T side here. You're going to see me working apartments a lot, and notice I'm taking the safe way here. We kind of adapted our strategy to this in case that a lot of teams like to do pushes in the window and alt mid. Just a safe way to go, and really no need on the strat for me to go through alt mid to halls. So I went the safe way. You notice I wait out the grenades, and playing really patient here. And this is a really big match, so playing safe, playing fundamentally sound. So you notice I tossed the smoke over there. Maybe give that guy at the apartments a little to worry about, and we're going to work into this mid strat here, get flashed, countered, and we know that there's a guy over in that cubby. Fortunately, War Machine dies because he was completely blind in a pretty bad place there. But notice that I get the trade right away, go in, go after that guy. It's really important. You're going to see that a couple more times. So here, we weren't really sure what we were going to do. I wrapped through spawn, and then there were a couple calls made. One call was made to go back to B, one call was made to keep going A site. So I, instead of going B, I wrapped on the library. Not really the best thing I would have liked to do, but having low HP and whatnot, caught a rotator out of there and lost that fight. So anyway, we end up losing that round. Got a couple trades in that mid choke point, and I talk a lot about not getting caught up, not getting entry killed in choke points a lot. If you can avoid it, and that's kind of what Salvo allowed us to do. But they did a little damage. They took out the first guy, and then that guy also hit me down a little bit. So it worked out alright for them. Got the early call off. So anyway, second round, same thing here. My job working the apartments. And pretty much we either work an A strat off this or fake the A strat into B. So you notice me avoiding the nades once again, and the halls don't really want any part of that fight there. Not going to really take any risks. If there's an opera there, there's really no need for me to peek down. And you notice, especially on this strat, we work into B strat. And even though we get one guy entry killed, we stay composed. Flash is coming over. Mo works his op, and you notice we get the second entry there. War Machine once again goes down, and I'm able to run in and trade. And that's just like I said in the last turn, really important that you don't let that entry guy go to waste. Okay. We did let an entry guy go to waste in the beginning, but then that time we were able to trade, get the site, get the bomb planted, and now we have the advantage. So ends up going down the 1v1. I see the guy's shadow there, and end up re-peeking because I know he's not really going to expect me to. So I went in really confident. Maybe not the best play. Maybe I could have waited for a defuse a little bit, but caught up in the moment, caught up in a really big match like that. You want to just flow with your instincts and not second guess. Do your best. So say I re-peeked that guy and caught him off guard a little bit. Most people don't expect in a one-on-one situation like that, bomb planted, especially over in that B side on Inferno. They expect that the guy defending the bomb to play a little more passive and wait out for that defuse. So I did catch the guy off guard a little bit. So it was a pretty good play. Anyways, so once again this round, similar pattern, pretty much same thing going on. Work that apartment into mid, and we're going to end up probably taking this back to B here. Yep, here we go. So yeah, we did end up liking the B site. It worked once, may as well make it work again. Force the other team to adapt, start running the tempo of the game that way. That's really important too. Put the pressure on your opponent. And this time we do get the first entry kill. I think that's the first time out of all 3 rounds. So at this point, we never cleared out the guy in back, and you notice I'm gonna right away try to keep pressure on that guy, get that grenade off. I knew he was low. He got hit a little bit in the beginning, and then I hit him once or twice as he was falling back. So that grenade only had to nick him a little bit, and we were in business. So anyway, lesson learned from this round. I mean, that guy backhaul killed our planter. Nobody really took care of him. And I guess that just comes down to simple communication, who's supposed to be where, which we weren't really the best at, our team. So anyway, we do end up getting this round once again. Okay, so 2 rounds, 1 at B. Notice that so far. So it's going to be interesting to see what we do here, because I don't really remember. But I mean, going back to talking about that whole thing about running the pace of the game, putting the pressure on your opponent, you know, that's what I'm a big fan of. And if you're, you know, basically running the tempo of the game, you're going to force your opponent out of their comfort zone, the other team out of their comfort zone, and force them to adapt to you. Maybe they'll be able to, maybe they won't be. If they're able to, then you have to find that tempo again, find that pace, and try to regain it. Alright, so once again, working a little slow here, waiting those nades out, patient, not getting caught with any nade damage. That's really important in the halls and the apartments. This is the first time I'm peeking up into the halls, you know, decide to take a little chance. I figure they're not off in apartments a lot. Noticing just from the rotations that they've had to banana, and not a lot of operas coming through, if hardly any. So here I'm gonna get caught fighting a guy in the graveyard, and that's, I didn't really see the dude. He just had his head kind of poked out, but that's a really bad spot for me to fight. I'm not sure if that was just a strat or what was going on there, but I really should have waited for the mid players to go up. Maybe I thought they were going up, but so yeah, my job basically at apartments, that one apartment guy, the way we're working it anyway, and I think the way that you should work apartments is to keep maybe 1, maybe 2 players, and work that as a pressure point. Okay, and if teams don't really know how to isolate mid in the apartment, or isolate one of them as you're hitting both, they're going to have a lot of trouble dealing with them. So like I said, 1, maybe 2 guys in that apartment, and the job of that person is to act as just some pressure and as a distraction. You know, you force somebody to look at you, you force somebody to focus on that spot while your team's running up the other place. You know, and it doesn't allow the other team to focus 2 or 3 guys on that middle, on that porch side middle, or on the wrap. So here, this round, we do work 2 apartments, AK and op, and you see the support role kind of here. I'm going to try to run out and put a body out. That's really all I'm doing here. I'm running out, putting a body out. I do end up killing this guy in the pit. Say, you know, there's a guy graveyard, or back here behind the cross, behind what I call Pope, where I'm at right now. If there's a guy there, I would have easily been dead, but that doesn't matter, because overall the team strat, like I'm saying, all I'm trying to do is force those guys to fight me, and what better way than throw your whole body out there, you know, and give them a target, you know, give them something to worry about while your teammates run up mid and pressure from there, and your main force is hidden from there. So anyway, we do end up losing that round. Kind of went back and forth. So you notice we haven't had any success at A. Really, we had our 2 rounds at B, and then we decided to switch it up, go back to A. It hasn't worked. So it's going to be interesting to see here what we do. I think we really should have kept going B, but we got off to a pretty good start. You know, 2-1 T side in a 9-round format. This is really really good, and every round really counted in this match when all is said and done. But anyway, so this round, once again, one thing I think I would change from what I've been doing, especially last round, that guy was peeking the angle with the rifle. I would let my op peek first instead of jumping across, but I think our strat called for me to jump across and cause distraction first. So I got killed from graveyard. I don't know if I just didn't notice the guy or what happened there. I noticed him on my screen now. I didn't notice him in the match maybe, but so anyway, we make entry in the A site. We've been having luck getting into the site, but then it seems like we get killed afterwards. You know, Salvo's able to pick 1 or 2 of us out, never really give us a lot of control. And you know, you've probably heard me talking about this a lot before, and that's that the pit in A on Inferno is a huge control point. And also I'm calling the sites opposite. I'm calling Banana B in the site where it's just at A. Anyways, so yeah, the pit in A, just a huge control point. And we're getting out, we're getting in the pit. I mean, I've dropped out in the pit all 3 rounds pretty much without a death, and was able to take control. But then Salvo retakes it, and we don't really put enough pressure at that point on middle. So I think that's our main mistake. Even though we won that round, could have been a little better. And you notice how that pit control at the end, we were able to keep that pit control, and we won that round because of it. We were able to defend the bomb. So 3-3 right now, tied up. I think, you know, we're going back to B, going to the bread and butter here. And at this point, Salvo wins this round by over-rotating. I remember this round specifically, and we got killed by 2 or 3 guys just cross-fired with rifles. And you notice on the radar right now, you see 2 guys in the site. You see 1 guy spindle, 1 guy oranges, and then a 3rd guy, and even a 4th guy now over from the spawn before we even get out of the choke point. And that's just a perfect B defense. It's a little bit of a guess on their part. They did have 2 there, and they know that we like going to the B site, so they took a little bit of a gamble, and it really paid off for them, because I think we would have taken that B site had that 3rd guy not rotated over. We kind of got stopped, and you see a common trend on banana strats on Inferno as a T that if a team's good at countering, they'll stop that sort of first wave, that first push, but then they'll get caught by the second push, you know. And as a terrorist team, your job is to know how to utilize that sort of second wave, that second push. You know, say you get caught up in that choke point, and you get counter flash, you get blind. You have to have some nades left over. Okay, you can't use all your flashes, all your smokes, all your nades on the first wave, on you know, a banana rush or like a explode strat. You don't really want to use everything on one shot. That's pretty much all I'm saying. You have to be prepared, and you have to be ready to utilize that second hit. Okay, a sort of second wave, like I'm talking about. You get stopped, and then you sort of reset really quickly. You don't want to take your time and let them rotate, but you want to reset and just flash and bam, go, go, go. So this round, particularly painful this round, because we do get entry killed. We go into 4-on-5, but then I get the entry at apartment. War Machine gets another entry, and we get a 4-on-3, and everything just falls apart. Everyone gets picked apart, and that's just a fundamental mistake on our part as a whole team. Getting picked apart like that. You know, you get the advantage at any point. You get the advantage. 5-on-4. I mean, we went down 4-on-5. We got the 4-on-3. At that point, you want to reset. You want to regroup. Usually, you don't want to continue and just keep rushing, and it'll usually do you a lot of good if you get to that sort of advantage. Even a 5-on-4, but a 4-on-3 especially. To reset, take a little time if you have it, and make the other team think. Because when they think, they're going to spread out, and that's going to play to your advantage. You can group up 4 people. You're spreading, you know, you're spreading the defense even more. You're making them think, oh, are they going to go B? Are they going to stay middle? And then usually what will happen is they'll send 1 guy towards B. They'll have you know, 1 guy to the other site. They'll have 1 guy kind of in between, maybe, especially on Inferno, and then they'll have 1 guy in the A site, or they have 2 in the A site, in which case we have to make the high percentage play of going to banana where the 1 guy is. And if we all 4 go there, I mean, say we did that round, and we have those 4 guys come back and take banana as a unit. Even if they do have 2 players there, that second player gets to rotate, we have a 4-on-2. I mean, that's a really high percentage thing. And then if we do take the site, say we get in a 2, you know, we get a 2-man trade, we have a 2-on-1 with the bomb planted, and that's a pretty solid round win. You know, pretty good percentage of rounds are going to be won that way. So anyway, we're going to do a little intermission here because this freeze time, this downtime runs a little long here, and there's a DOA match going on during all this, so we have to wait with the whole CGS format. So we're gonna take a little intermission, and I'll be right back, and I'll bring CT side to you. Alright, we're back with CT side of OPTX versus Salvo. First half was 6-3. And I kind of sound like a commentator now. But, so pretty decent half out of T side with 9 rounds. You know, 3 or 4 rounds is going to be great. You know, sets the stage for a good CT side. You know, if you could lock down CT, you know, if you get in your rhythm CT, you could win this map easily, you know, 7-2, 8-1, maybe even 9-0. But, you know, like I said, you have to find that sort of rhythm. Find how the other team likes to play. For example, you know, we like to do a lot of A fakes and then work into B hit, and Salvo kind of caught onto that, and they found their rhythm and over-rotated and whatnot. So this map's a lot about rotations on the CT, just getting into that rhythm. So this round you see just a lot of double smokes and whatnot, and a lot of whiffing, sadly. But I wouldn't say that really lost us around, but definitely didn't help, because Salvo does end up taking A, but one guy really was able to sell that fake at Banana after killing me and taking out both me and War Machine, both B players. So you know, not much to be said about that, just gotta hit the shots, and that's about it. So, you know, time to reset. Not really the greatest start, especially with the CGS format. We don't really have to lose a lot now, because we find out at some point that we just have to, Salvo has to win 2 rounds or 3 rounds or something like that. So anyway, they don't even have to win the match at this point. So so we have to win out. Here I'm trying to get on this little thing on the generator, a little trick of mine that I found out. And you could actually play here and poke your head over an uncrouched peek. You know, it's illegal in Cal now, and CGS it wasn't, and that was a great spot. I used it on some scrims, and it worked great. I mean, I was able to get 2-3 entries easy without anybody even knowing where I was at, you know, because when you're underneath that generator, when you're on that little ledge, and you're crouched, they're not going to be able to see you. Mo found out that there's a shadow you could see on the side, but most people don't know about that spot. You guys do, because you subscribe to JuanSource now. But there's a shadow that you can look for that goes on the side of that wall that I'm sitting against. Otherwise, if somebody doesn't know that, doesn't look for that, they're going to get caught running into the site, and that opera is just going to be devastating. Okay, so anyway, didn't really make much use of that. So I flanked through Banana, group up with War Machine here in a 2-on-2, and that's really important. If you're in a 2-on-2 like this, you do one of two things. I mean, you work from different sides, or you group up. For us, you know, grouping up worked great. We knew they were low HP. They had to plant. They both went porch side, so we went right to them, right behind them. That way we can get the trade. Okay, once again, talking about trades, really important. Okay, trading kills. So we were able to win that round. You know, went pretty standard. 3 guys in A, went 3 for 3, did a lot of damage. 2 B guys cleaned up the with the rotation. So 1-to-1 right now. Notice we're playing a dedicated 2B setup. I don't know if you could see this in the demo, but I'm doing that uncrouch peek where I don't peek up all the way. And also notice all the nade work going on too. With 120 round time as opposed to now, this nade work is really, really important, especially double smokes. You know, if the other team smokes, that's really helping you out, so most of the time anyway, because you're going to be able to double smoke, completely cut off a B hit. So they're coming in B now, they end up exploding B, and this is all just movement and skill here, instinct, knowing, being aware of where everyone's at. This allows me to get 3 kills here, and what just happened right there is the reason we lose this match, and lose a lot of money. And what happened there was Wes ducked my bullet, got completely blind, did a 90-degree turn while blind, and one-shotted Garrett, who's rotating while blind, and it turns into 1v2 here, and Clown's gonna have to fight an uphill battle. So this is getting pretty anticlimactic. This is gonna end the match right here. Okay, because we're not gonna play out. So Salvo did only need 2 rounds. And you notice a lot of whiffing going on, but the high pressure is insane, really insane what it does to you. I think if we play this match out, I really think we would have won it. If not 10-8, then 10-9. I know that we had their groove, and they just got a really lucky round that last time. I mean, we went 3 for 1 at the B site. You know, I was able to pick up 3. They did get an entry, but then I traded for 3, and it went down to 4-on-2, and then all of a sudden just 3 people got picked off within a matter of about 2 seconds. And sometimes, you know, that's just how things go. I had no idea. I started celebrating, and you know, after those 3 kills after that good round, and then all of a sudden just bam, 1v5. So, or 1v2 rather for Clown, and we were at the disadvantage. So anyway, I mean, not much to that whole CT side, really, talking about the whole rhythm and whatnot. So, you know, with the 1:45 round time now, I'd say the nade work isn't as important. I was talking a bit about that before I got sidetracked. But the double smokes, I mean, whenever a team tries to smoke in and take like that, if the round time's low, it's really important that you're able to stop that. But using all your tools, you know, using your smokes, your double smokes, your counter flashes at B especially, really, really important at that banana bomb site. So besides that, not much more to it. I mean, if you guys have any questions or want me to leave any comments, you know, that I omitted in the commentary, let me know. And yeah, I mean, by popular request, I guess it was one of the biggest matches, I think, in CS overall. And kind of sad to come out at the bottom, even though we didn't lose. But I think we could have done a lot better, having, you know, one fundamental thing. And I talk about these things, you know, all the little fundamentals, and falling back when you're in a 4-on-3 on T side when you have the man advantage, and falling back and grouping up with that 4-man against the 3 and letting the defense spread a little bit. That one thing, that one round that if we had done that, we had won that round, high percentage chance that we would have. That would have made a 5-4 half, and that would have given us another shot on CT. I really, really, really believe we would have won that CT half 7-2. I really believe it. And that one little, you think about it, one little fundamental mistake cost us pretty much 35 grand a piece. So anyway, hope that teaches you not to take the little details for granted. If you really want to get good at this game, you really want to be good, you really want to be the best, and you're going to have to drill the fundamentals. Okay, you're going to have to drill them, you're going to have to master them. Don't take any of that stuff for granted, because that's what's going to make you the best, not all the flashy bullshit. Sorry for the language, but it's going to be all those little details, those little fundamental things that you have to do right all the time, and that's what's going to make you it's going to give you success. So anyway, that's all for me. Let me know of any other requests you guys have, any other demos you want me to do, and I'll try to bring those to you. Alright, so that's it for me, and I'll see you next time.